Hey, I want to talk to you today about copy versus copy. When I think of the word copy with a C, I think of words on a page. There's obviously copy that you see in a letter. There's obviously copy you see on a web page. It could be a handwritten note. That's copy. Now, that's one way to communicate with another person. What I mean by copy with a K is taking information from your brain and putting it into someone else's brain. Now, there's many different ways to put information into someone else's brain. You can convey a message through text, through video, through audio, through all these different things. All you're doing is transferring information from one brain to the other. That's what I call copy. So I teach a copywriting course. Why would I be telling you that copy isn't the be all and end all? Well, it's a great way to get things across. And most video and audio have elements of copy because you're just reading words. But what I want to tell you is about messaging. The biggest thing a copywriter has to do is find the right messaging. Now you can call this a hook or an angle or whatever you want, but basically it's refining the messaging. Now the copywriting course focuses on obviously writing copy, but the main thing it teaches you to do is tweak the messaging that you're doing. And you can tweak messaging in anything you do in life, whether it's making pictures, whether it's making movies, audio, text, whatever it is. The messaging is the important part. A lot of times people will consult with me and show me a page with tons of text on it, and they'll say, what do you recommend? And a lot of times I'll say, I recommend getting rid of all this text. Now, why would a copywriter say that? I get paid to write a lot more, right? Wrong. I get paid to transfer information from one person's brain into the other person's brain. You can do that a million ways, and writing out copy just happens to be one of them. So if you take away one thing from watching all my videos, just remember that what I'm talking about doesn't apply only to written words on a page. It applies to everything, whether you're making an image or a video or a podcast or just writing a regular web page out. This all applies. So if you do want some extra help honing your message on anything you do, grab the copywriting course. It focuses on copy, but it relates to everything. And if not, subscribe to this YouTube channel. I send out new videos all the time, and I'm gonna be sending out a lot more. But before we go, let me ask you a quick question. Have you ever been listening to a song and jamming along, and you get this emotion from the song, whether it's a sad emotion or happy or excited or angry? What happened there? Were you reading copy off of a page? No. Have you ever looked at a magazine and just seen something that stops you? Like maybe you see a picture of a beautiful yacht and you've always wanted a yacht, and you look at it and it just kind of takes your breath away? Were you reading copy there? No, you were just looking at an image. That image elicited an emotion in your brain. Or have you ever watched one of those soldiers returning home from Iraq videos and started to almost tear up and cry? What was eliciting that emotion? You see, in none of those cases were you actually just reading copy. So clearly, copy is not the only way to transfer information to someone else's brain. So when you view all these different types of media and you get an emotion elicited in your head, what exactly is going on? One of the main things that's changed a lot of people's lives from taking the copywriting course was that they learned that their marketing shouldn't be about them as much as the customer. So whenever you see an ad for maybe Gucci in a fancy magazine, whenever they show that picture, it's meant to elicit a certain memory or feeling inside your head. Now, when you're setting up messaging, it depends what kind of business, what you're selling. Let's get some examples. Nike, who sells sportswear, uses emotion-based advertisement. So whenever you think about Nike, you think of running hard and Michael Jordan slam dunking and these athletes spending hours on the field, sacrificing time with their family so they can get better. It elicits that emotion inside your head. A smaller company that sells something like an email support system for mid-sized companies is not going to have to use emotion-based advertising. They're just solving a problem. I have a problem handling all my email for my mid-sized company, so they're gonna help you that. That company would better serve by showing what they can do for the customer, not eliciting some emotion. But the best is if you can combine all these things. Because if you're in a commodity-based business, you wanna have some difference about you. So I want you to take a look at your own business or whatever you're working on right now and look at the messaging you're giving out. Are you solving problems for people? Are you eliciting an emotional response in their head that makes them want to buy whatever you have? What exactly are you doing? Today, I'm going to teach you 2 lessons with 1 example. Let's get started. Me and my friend Noah are doing a little project together, and we had a lawyer draft together a little agreement for us. Here's the agreement. It's about 5 pages long and full of legalese lawyer speak.